Good morning. Happy fall to you. You know, we're in a season to everything. There is a season and a time to every purpose. Thanks, Marie. This is my favorite season. I love the colors and the cool weather and the change. That's one thing we can all count on, is change. The fall is also a season. It has to do with the lungs and grieving. And as the leaves fall, it's about letting go. If we think about letting go, how can we let go if we don't have something to let go into? If we were to be in a burning building and we saw strong firemen holding the net, we would trust a little more than if they weren't there. And today, the Daily Word reminds us that we can let go because the presence, God, that which we refer to as the presence, the one and only source of life, the absolute, is the only reality existing. Even when it doesn't feel that way, when we have sorrow and we have fear and anxiety and worry, this is all normal. This is part of our human experience. But because we all know that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, our destiny is to know our magnificence as that presence. And it's a practice. Sometimes it shows up easily, and sometimes we just can't seem to find it. The key is to be still first. And ask yourself, what would the clearest, calmest I am presence of me do? And it's really first about attuning to that presence and feeling it, whether you choose to go for a walk, or sing a song, or surrender in communion that we refer to as prayer. Communion, community, common union. There is only one. We get so busy and scattered and things pull on us. This is normal. But the more we put deposits, like in a bank account, being still and quiet, and in your own way, however you choose to make that connection real for you, whether it's nature, or your art, or your job, or through your children, or your friends, the more we make and put our attention on the I am, which is synonymous for God. When Moses said, "Who are you?" the reply was, and I thank Carol for these beautiful words, "I am that I am." Pretty poignant. That's all there is. I am that. And when you think of the number 1, the I, it's the Roman numeral 1, meaning oneness. We exist. This absolute pure existence of our being is us, wanting to wake up and kind of like getting out of jail free. It's like in there and it's just waiting for us. There's space between those bars. It reaches out and touches us every now and then, and maybe we can reach out and touch that, reach inside. and feel it. And when we attune to that I am, it is a solid presence that holds us when all of these other things are changing and moving about. Seeking its harmony and its evolution of awakening, where we each learn and grow and expand into our wholeness again. But those sorrows and those ups and downs must be acknowledged. They're not separate, they're part of the whole. But that energy gets transformed and changed when we place our attention on the source. Not out there. Yes, out there, but in here as one. And it's a practice. And it can be fun. And it's okay if you've got to really cry and grieve. That's a cleansing, that's a clearing. We know that when a hematologist takes your blood, they can see. People who immediately express energy and feelings, they're healthier. It's part of the whole experience. When we have grieving and sorrow, maybe we should ask ourselves, does not it bring us closer? Connection? Isn't it just another expression of love? We don't stay stuck in grieving. We allow ourselves to have the time of its expression. I know when my husband died, I heard, how can a heart hold so much sorrow and so much love at the exact same time? Here we are. We're in what we call duality. There's an empty fill, there's an in and out. That's the movement you see. We have to be careful not to let there be too much movement. Set boundaries, make choices. Wait a minute. I'm realizing my body needs to rest today. Notice I said, I realize the I of me is observing. I didn't say, I'm tired. Because the I of us, meaning God or Source or the Presence, is never tired. So we step back and we will say, I think this body wants to go to bed. Or I think it's time to let go. I think it's time to call a friend. I think I need to eat. My body is requiring food. I'm nourishing the instrument. Jesus was an example that most of us are familiar with that claimed the divinity of his I am by saying, I am the way, the truth, the light. He was stoned for blasphemy for that. People didn't understand that why we refer to Jesus as the Christ, from the Greek and Christos, meaning the enlightened one. That isn't just a matter of knowing something, it's about having the embodiment and the realization of it. You live it and you breathe it. Or should I rephrase that by saying, it lives and breathes as you. So when you catch yourself using the words I am, let's just all try this. Let's all say, I am tired. I am tired. Now notice how you feel. Whenever you use those two most powerful words in the English language, Okay, I is the most used one. And often we don't use it in the purest sense that it was meant to be as spiritual beings. But now we know, and this is going to be our own work, as in O-M. Not like the school stuff that you didn't want to do. Om is the symbol or the actual manifestation or the evidence of Source. The word, in the beginning was the word, and this vibration and this sound. We also think of it as the Amen. When in meditation you follow that sound of the Om, which is in everything. It's a vibration and a sound in every piece of manifestation. It is a symbol of the presence. When you follow it back with your attention, you go home and Om back to the source. So I'm suggesting this week that our own work, so that we can be in the I Am presence and be at home, feel at home, comfortable in this right identification of what that I is, to make a personal experience in the way that you choose to do it, to really make it real, so you can have the experience of being an extraordinary person. And use the I Am as like a prayer, an affirmation. And it's not to create something that isn't true. These are superconscious affirmations, which mean you're affirming what the really ultimate truth of us really is. And because the subconscious mind believes every single thought we think, oh goodness, little house cleaning is needed. You can always say, oop, cancel that. I just remembered, brought the members of myself back home. And it's a practice. So it's a matter of being in duality, but flipping it if you're not experiencing the I Am correctly. So you notice how it felt when we said, I am tired. Now let's say, I am alert, vital, awake, alive, happy. I am alert, alive, awake, vital, happy. So if they took blood from us pre and post, you would see a whole different change in your immune system, your T cell count. We are magnificent. We have the power and the ability to do this. And let's make it simple. The things that are the simplest are closest to source anyway. And when all of a sudden you go up here and you start thinking too much, go, hello mind, thank you for all of your ability. But we're going to start from the heart, the Purusha, the soul, the light of our being. And when we experience tiredness, we don't want to say, I am tired again. Oh, my body's asking me to please give it more rest so it can renew. So that will be our own work, is the right use of the I Am. Catch yourself, have fun with it, and remember, this human experience is a practice. It's a practice of being not only aware and conscious, but super conscious, a rise above the ordinary. Humdrum, oh yeah, I should be doing that stuff. Okay? Flow into the fun times of your magnificence. And the good news is I know you're all here to support one another. And that is a gift. That is a gift. Here in nature, this is such a gift. And we are so grateful. We are so grateful. Think about when you want to use the I Am. If we were to cross out the no, the K, notice it would say, be still and now. I am God. There's something that happens, these instruments, this brain and nervous system, is the altar of God. This is how we climb the stairway to heaven. We must nurture ourselves through nature, right eating, but it's mostly right thoughts. Because whenever you use the words I am, the words that follow is what you will experience. I don't know, hard choice. Tired, happy, vital. It's really that simple. It's that simple. So when someone is grieving or has just gotten some news for a health challenge of some kind, of course you're not going to come up to them and insist that they switch this. There is a timing and an appropriateness, and you listen and you be still, and you receive, and you mirror back what they say, and give them a safe place. You be still in, we're in our I am presence, and it gets mirrored back to them without even having to say a word. And then you will know from that clear, quiet place, you will be divinely led on what to say and how to act. And we always acknowledge feelings. We always acknowledge feelings. And maybe just by your smile and by your I am presence, they will be healed and move into their wholeness in spite of what changes may be happening. Because these body temples all give out at some point. Honor them, treat them well. They're here to help us awaken and have fun and hold that process unconditionally. So, Mimi, when you do the newsletter, would you kindly remind everyone to do their I am homework? Thank you. Thank you. So good at that. And this morning for our meditation, I'd like to invite you to, we're going to do a little song in rounds that Garnet and Mimi had shared with me. I think I kind of changed the tune a little bit. But it's kind of like Row, Row, Row Your Boat, which is really a great song, you know? Gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. We get so caught up in the dream. But we know now, because we're doing our homework, that we remember that the I am is there. It's temporary. Because when we, from that silent field of source, we start with sound, music, and then it goes back into the silence again. Back to source. So one of the things that can help us with our meditation to be still is this rhythm of singing. So we're going to begin with singing, go sit silent in meditation for a few minutes, and then we'll come out with some more actual music with Marie. Okay? Great. All right, so we haven't practiced, but that's okay. We're in practice now.
Thank you. Can everybody see it?
Okay, so we're going to sing it all together. And if you can't sing, it's okay, just hum. Or just move your lips, fake it, it's okay. We want you always to honor yourself wherever you're at, wherever you're comfortable.